Welcome back. Let's talk about discount stores and what type of tips you want to use when you go to discount stores. So with discount stores, it's a little bit different than the drug stores because some places such as the Dollar Tree or the Dollar Central or Family Dollar or Ollie's, there's a lot of discount stores that don't have the same names. So it could be actually like TJ Maxx or Ross, Home Goods. Some of these really nice places, you could find really good deals. So with discount stores, you want to look for name brands. This is very important because what we're targeting is national brands that are recognized by all type of consumers. And usually they are priced lower than normal. Sometimes the reason why they are at lower prices because it could be the box is bent a little bit or the item itself is discontinued. You'll find some really good nuggets there. I've seen many items in TJ Maxx or Ross, and most of them were, to be honest with you, board games. That's where I got very lucky with discount stores. There are items that are also limited editions or seasonal packs. These are often, have less competition and higher perceived value. And sometimes you'll find the brand, but you might need to create a listing. We'll talk about that. But you also want to make sure that you leverage your Amazon app to see if the product is there already. For the least friction possible, find the product that's already listed on Amazon and you could sell it. And that's one of the biggest wins that you will find. Discount stores have been very valuable in my search for products and items. So you want to also leverage store apps, weekly ads for these discount stores. They do a lot of advertisements. Watch for clearance events. Like I said again with the previous lesson when we were talking about the drug stores, if you build relationship with the staff in the discount stores, this might be a little bit harder because typically speaking, discount stores have multiple staff members. There's high turnover of staff or different shifts for staff. So you might want to be very consistent in the timing you go. Maybe on a Sunday at 8 a.m. I typically used to go early in the morning because typically speaking, people are not very eager to get out of the house in the morning on a weekend. And that's not something you want to do. You want to be the type of person that's a go-getter, go in the morning, because once you go in the morning, you find the best items that are not touched and you can scan all you want. You have more freedom to do a lot more and just kind of scout the entire discount stores. It's pretty cool. Check for clearance. Again, there is the same thing with the discount stores. They have aisles upon aisles with disorganized items. It's a little bit different than the drugstores. They're way less organized than the drugstores, but that's okay. Chaos presents a lot of opportunities because sometimes people misplace items, and believe me, the staff do not go back. They don't go and put items back where they belong. So sometimes you'll find hidden gems between some aisles. So make sure that you spend your time wisely. You do not mess on any aisle. Just scan, scan, scan. This is one of your biggest opportunities. If you have good credit and good credit score, you might want to even apply for their credit card. This is not something I typically tell people to do, but sometimes depending on the store itself, they have maybe up to 10-15% discounts. I know Academy, and Academy is not a discount store by all means, but they give you 10-15% discount. Sometimes they have clearances that are big, especially on really big brand shoes such as Nikes or Under Armour. And they have really good discounts. That goes also with the outlets. The outlets are categorized as discount stores. I know in Texas there are multiple outlet malls, and those are just heaven for you to go look for anything and everything. I remember going and spending over 6 to 7 hours early in the morning and just scouting through one shop at a time. And I've gotten a really good deal, especially when I was selling the Nikes. So you will find some really good deals. But again, as a rule of thumb, you want to make sure that you are scanning the products as you go. You can't just see something and say, this is a really good deal, I'm just going to go buy it. Even though it was a good deal, it might not be on Amazon. You want to make sure that this product does exist on Amazon. This product has really good ranking. You look at the BSR, which we discussed earlier in previous classes or previous sections. You want to make sure that there are sales happening. If you have Keepa on your phone, you'll see how many items have been sold, which is really good. You'll figure out your revenue, and also you'll figure out the math on your net profit margins, which is really cool. Stack coupons, these are a little bit harder with discount stores. I don't know if they do provide discounts, but once you build a really good relationship with the staff, and trust me, it takes a little bit of energy and a little bit of time. If you are motivated enough, you will build relationships with anyone and everyone. People generally are nice to talk to. You have to understand this. Usually, if you are the one who's starting the relationship and starting the conversation, and let them know what you're doing. Like, hey, I actually try to find some deals to sell them on Amazon. You could be very honest about it. I remember I've made it very conversational to a point where I was saying, you know what, my paycheck doesn't really cover much. I'm not a big spender. I'm just trying to find deals so I can flip the product. They laugh and they say, yeah, good luck. We'll help you out with some of the stuff. But at the same time, they are mostly intrigued. They're intrigued about your motivation. They're intrigued about the process that you're doing. They ask you like, oh, why are you scanning this product? Well, I'm scanning it to see if I can make any money on it. This is not illegal, just so you know. Don't feel uncomfortable. It might make you feel a little uncomfortable first when you're like looking at every item and scanning it. People would be a little bit more curious, but it's okay. People are generally speaking intrigued and they want to know. And if you tell them like this is something that you can actually even do yourself when you're shopping out for your own stuff and you decided to make extra buck here and there, you could actually scan the product. I use this type of scanner, which is on Amazon. I utilize Amazon as a platform where I sell my products. People usually will say, oh, wow, thank you so much for letting us know. Maybe we'll try it. And 90% of the people that will tell you that will not take actions, which is so funny. That's why when you go, you will probably see maybe encounter 1 or 2 people scanning products once every couple months. I've been doing this for years, and maybe I can count 3 or 4 people that I've actually met. One of the people that I've met, I was actually at Target, and we'll talk about this in the next section. I made a really good relationship with just a friend of mine when I was living in Seattle. And he approached me and he said, hey, are you scanning for Amazon FBA? And I laughed and I said, yeah, are you doing the same thing? So it was really cool. Like you build this type of relationship and you can, ask questions. And some people are a little reserved, but some other people are really nice and open about it. They feel very confident and they understand that competition is not a problem in any way, shape, or form. So build relationships, have a really good spirit, good energy towards going and scanning. Like the other, CVS and drugstores, you always want to look for seasonal clearances. Remember, these are the stores where many businesses have decided to dump a huge lump sum of items. So you're not just buying 1 or 2 products. This is where you can actually hit the jackpot. When you see a product that's selling well and you are in these discount stores, you can find at least 10 or 15 items of that same product. And you can buy all of them. And you might even get a bulk discount on top of the discount that they already have. So, and it can go all the way up to 50 or 90%. A lot of these remind me, now that I'm talking to you about it, I remember going to Dillard's and Nordstrom, or Nordstrom Rack to be very specific. And I realized when you build a really good relationship, coupled with having a credit card from those department stores, sometimes they actually give you staff coupons or staff discounts when you build really good relationship. Remember, this business isn't just about being alone in this type of business, not being secretive about it. Talk to people about it, and for the most part, you will find that people like to actually help. They feel pride in giving you discounts sometimes, so it's a really cool thing. Try it out. Some of the items that I've seen success with were health and beauty. These categories often have higher ROI, quick turnover. You just want to make sure that you are aware that there is expiration dates. And we talked about this in previous module, but just make sure that any item you buy has at least 90 days of shelf life. I typically go to the ones that are 120 days just because I want to make sure that if it sits in the market, it can sit for a month or two. Usually it doesn't, but you just want to be careful, because after 50 days, like when it becomes a 50-day shelf life, Amazon decides to get rid of these products and do a removal request. So you just want to be thoughtful and careful about this particular category. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about, scan. I will, every tip I talk to you about drugstores, about discount stores, about retail stores, make sure you scan the products with the Amazon app. You know that this is the reason why you're taking this product from the store onto Amazon. You want to make sure that this product of brand or national brand, recognized brand, that this product does have sales and sales history, and it actually has good and healthy net profit margins. So make sure you scan and you understand how things are going with this particular item. All right, in the next section, we'll talk about major retailers. All right, I'll see you in the next class.